All right, I just put new shocks on the 2016 truck here. How's my hair look? All right, thanks. So yeah, it's got new shocks. The struts took a little while because they're coilover struts, and I used an old spring compressor, but got it done. So I decided I would move on to the transmission cooler. Over here I've got a Mishimoto direct fit. So it's got that one line that kind of loops back. Then this one that go to those two hoses, and as you can see, this is a pretty small trans cooler with that open area there. This goes the full width and looks to be, I don't know, maybe 20% taller. We'll see. So to get this far, a bunch of little plastic retainer push pins like this. There, and just wherever I saw them, pulled that out, which then got this top plastic part free. And then, as you can see, I had to remove this side panel. Didn't actually have to remove it. That one's just kind of hanging on, but this one basically came out. Everything just kind of pushes in and has those expanding tabs that lock in. So once you get this push pin out, which as you can see, this one wouldn't come out, so I still have to knock it through because it got destroyed. So after you get that out, then you just kind of pull that surround bezel out, and then you can get at a bolt down here on both sides, obviously. Then with that bolt out, and then with all of these out, there's 3 on each side. Those were kind of a pain to reach down here, on that side anyway, because the bezel was still in place. But on this side, since the whole bezel was gone, these are much easier to get to. But with that out, that bolt out, you have to just kind of pick the whole grill up and then slide it forward. Oh, and unplug the harness, because it's got some weird, like, winter weather air block fiasco thing going on. So that was it. Grill's out, and then here it looks like I've just got a bolt on each side, and then these aren't even the, let me get some light, yeah, you can see. These aren't even those fuel rail type disconnects. It's just a constant clamp, hose clamp. So slide those down with some pliers that I've got right here. Boom, boom. And then this cooler came with some brackets and some bolts and some washers. But no instructions that I could find. So looks like it's pretty self-explanatory though. You've got those that bolt into the side bosses there, and I assume that's going to use these button head. And then you've got those that are going to actually go through this single hole into the truck there. So I'm going to get busy on that. Alright, so the cooler's in. Like I said, it was pretty self-explanatory. This guy right here that has the 3 bends clears the AC condenser. Wow, this one is just an L bracket. And, okay, the bolts that came with it are serrated and just slightly shorter, but same amount of threads. Notice how that hole is slotted. I'm not crazy about that small flange serrated in the slotted hole, so I found a pack of 1/4 inch washers that I just dumped inside the bumper here. Alright, and there we go, come on. Oh my god, the whole thing's dumping out. Alright, I got them all. Got these from Bolt Depot, obviously, 1/4 inch by 1.25 inches. You could go smaller than 1.25 inches, but 1.25 inches seems to fit pretty good. Alright, let me get that out of the way. And I just feel better about that. So we're getting real close to buttoning this thing back together now. Yeah, I mean, that washer fits great. So I'm going to torque those up. And then I've got to move the clamps up, and then I've got to torque these up. And I was right, these are the button heads. 4mm Allen head. And that's it for now. And that's how much fluid leaked out of this guy, minus a little bit that was in the rag. So probably not even enough to have to top it off. So this is the first test drive of any real distance with the bigger trans cooler and also the Riche 170-degree thermostat. And I flushed out the orange coolant and used Prestone All Vehicle, also known as Core Guard, aka Motorcraft Yellow. And as far as the temps go, I don't know. It's probably about 5 degrees cooler. It's like 78 degrees out, cloudy, so not really hot. I won't really know anything until I've got it loaded with the Jeep on the trailer and hauling it up the steep part of I-40 between Old Fort and Black Mountain. That's when I'll really know if it's made any difference. I am supposed to take the Jeep next weekend on a trip, so I might know something by then, but some things have to happen to make that trip work out. Such as getting my toolbox that toppled over on top of the Jeep, getting that up off of the Jeep. And then also hopefully change the trans and transfer case fluid and fix that leaky gasket. All right, this will wrap up the video on the F-150 modifications. I also did some Bilstein shocks, which made a huge difference. I mean, you can tell the mileage just rolled 35,000, so the factory shocks really shouldn't have been a problem, but 2 of them easily compressed by hand and did not come back out. The other 2 easily compressed by hand and slowly came back out. So they were done. I had Bilsteins on my old 2004 truck, and that thing handled good, towed good. It actually towed a lot better than this 2016 as far as feeling the load and swaying, not as far as torque. But yeah, I went with Bilsteins on this. Not a cheap option, but they last a long time, and they are a fantastic shock for the type of stuff that I do with the truck. All right, y'all, that'll end it. Take care.